It's a great spot for Harvey Korman. Harvey is standing back there saying, "Why me now?" Harvey is a good friend, I think one of the most talented guys in the entertainment world, and he's going to be portraying this next Wednesday at 9 o'clock on NBC, a show called Bud and Lou. It's the story of the late comedy team of Bud Abbott and Lou Costello. Buddy Hackett plays Costello, and Harv Korman is going to play Bud Abbott. Would you welcome Harvey Korman?
I want to thank you for this spot on the show, John. Everybody sitting in the green room terrified. Well, who's going to go on next?
And it's you.
And you got the lucky number.
My horoscope this morning said, don't follow little people on
Little
stage.
people.
Oh, I mean, that was fun. What a great team you are.
I'm going to tell you.
Hilarious. What
Something.
laughing.
Where are you from? What's your hometown?
I'm from Illinois.
Illinois.
It's about 40 miles from Kenosha. And I'm just your regular mellow comedy actor.
Do you have any brothers and sisters at home? Playmates?
No. I have a sister.
Uh-huh.
No, no.
Really?
Yes, no, no, yes, no, yes, no. That kid is so adorable. Well, you didn't see his face on camera. He's incredible.
10 years old.
So bright and so funny.
Did you use words like designated at 10?
What's that word?
Designated. Well, you're still working on always, aren't you?
Yes.
And believe and...
Wow. But you handled it beautifully, I thought.
I didn't
And Ed
handle
jumped in a
anything.
lot
The
too.
kid had me...
Yes, didn't he?
You see, there's certain things you want to say that you cannot attack a 10-year-old child, you know.
Yeah, you were a great straight man. You're one of the best straight men in the business, no kidding.
No, straight man is a tough...
That's exactly what you were doing, getting laughs. It's great to be a straight man. That's what I do.
And you are great at it, and you're playing one of the great straight men of all times.
I had not realized how good Bud Abbott was until I started looking at those old films. When I was a kid, I loved the Marx Brothers and the Ritz Brothers. I thought those were real funny guys. The Abbott and Costello were okay. But then I started to look at the old films. They were brilliant.
You know, a couple of weeks ago,
guy.
they played Buck Privates on television
Yes.
about a week ago. Without a doubt, one of the funniest pictures, comedy, ever made at any time. There was brilliant physical stuff.
Yeah, one of Costello's biggest fans was Charlie Chaplin. He spoke very hard. And Bud Abbott was the non-Perel straight man. I mean, he orchestrated Costello. He pulled him around and pushed him and tempoed him and knew when to stop, knew when to... Who's on First is a classic. I mean,
Yeah, it is. It sounds corny, and yet if you watch it even today, as dated as we think it is, even if you watch it today, it is still funny because of the timing, and even if you know what's coming.
Yeah, I know. It's powerful stuff.
Yeah, people really don't understand that the job of the straight man. George Burns, for example, one of the great straight men of all times, would stand there, you know, and Gracie would get the laughs, and George would stand there and, as you say, feed her the lines and pause and wait and set that wonderful tempo, and kind of got forgotten because the other person was getting really all the laughs.
Of course.
Did you enjoy it, doing this thing?
I loved it. It was probably one of the best experiences I've ever had.
Yeah.
I fell in love with Buddy Hackett. I had not known him before.
That's right, you told me that.
Yeah, we hang around together a lot now, and, well, we do. And I used to look forward to going to work every morning. You know, my habits changed a little bit. I used to have, you know, in the morning, get up about 6 and jog and have a good breakfast of All Brand or something. It was a little different going into Buddy's trailer and getting off the day with tacos and tequila, but...
Buddy's physical regimen is a little bit different than the average person.
Yes.
Well,
But it was great fun.
I'm looking forward to that.
I think people are going to be surprised, first of all, to see Buddy Hackett and myself being really human beings and having a deeper range that we usually show in our work, because the comedy part is really in the background. This is mostly a story of these two guys' lives, which was filled with a lot of tragedy. These guys had incredible things. Like, for instance, Bud Abbott was a lifelong epileptic, which most people don't know. He used to have seizures on the stage, and he would work it out with his partners that if he felt it coming on, he'd say, "Oh, if you think you're so smart, well, punch me right here, punch me right here." And he would punch him in the solar plexus, and sometimes that would prevent the seizure from occurring. But
there were problems with alcohol.
We bring that out in the film, that the reason that he kind of drank, maybe you would say excessively, was that he lived in terror of the seizures coming on.
Right.
And
was it tough trying to do this because, you know, they're still visible, they're films, and it's tough to step in and play somebody whom the public is identified with, and it's a challenge, and it's...
It is, it's hard. You know, if it's a totally fictitious character, you can take any license you want. We'll say, how do you know what the person just said? I created it. But if the guy really existed, you really don't quite know what's appropriate. And I went and talked to a lot of people, and I did research, and everybody's got a different idea about how he was. Bud Abbott evidently was a very stoic guy. You know, whatever happened, it was okay with him. He would go along. On the other hand, Costello was a very explosive guy.
Yeah. Were they close friends when they were off, particularly? I mean...
Well, I think the truth is that when they were the biggest stars in the world in Hollywood, and their films were making the most money of anybody, they did not talk to each other. They were not talking to each other for years. And as a matter of fact, Lou Costello wanted the name of the team changed to Costello and Abbott when they were big stars at Universal. And the studio wouldn't allow them to do
And the fans, of course, never see that or see any of that background.
Another thing that I think is important about it and the people will enjoy is that I think there's a notion out there that when you make it in show business, that your life suddenly works and there's great satisfaction and boy, if I got it made, he's got a big house and a lot of money. Well, it doesn't work that way, folks, and you'll see that in this film.
No, the money and the success does not make you particularly
happy. No, you'll find out someday, Ed.
He said, doing one of his little cruelties that he has been known for among his own friends. Knows Tim Conway personally. We'll take a break and we'll be right back. We're back talking with Harv Korman. Somebody told me it's been almost a year since you've been on the show.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's been a year. What have you been doing?
Well, I come here, you know, a double-double.
You know, I'd tell you something. I do some traveling once in a while. Like last week, I was in Utah to do the Osmond, Donnie, and Marie show. They're delightful kids, by the way. And I was playing golf with Buddy in Durham, North Carolina, a couple of weeks ago. Anyway, when you're out on the road and you're in a motel, you know, and you're lonely, you don't know anybody, the television set becomes very important. I'm not kidding you. And it's important to connect with somebody that you know or somebody that you enjoy or like. I cannot tell you how terrible it is to tune into the Tonight Show and you ain't there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And when Ed's not there, it's so disappointing.
Oh.
I mean, everybody else that comes is good and all that stuff, but miss you.
Oh, well, that's
Could you come back on the old schedule? For us, you can't just think of yourself.
You want me, let me understand it. As I understand it, you want me to go back 5 nights a week just because you can't get a broad in a motel room? Is this what you're saying?
That's the truth.
I see. Because you're lonely.
Yes, all right. You found me out.
What now, what's, you know where I've been. I'm here quite frequently. What's new with you?
Well, I've been doing, I bombed in a few pilots I made, a few half hours, just went into the old. McLean's one ahead of me now. He left MASH, and I left the Carol Burnett show. Do you think we did something wrong in there?
Well, the show went off, too, you know, after 10 years. That was an incredibly successful run.
Yeah, I just thought that was the end of that and go on to something else, but it's hard to get something else started. Half-hour situation comedy is hard to put together.
What do people suggest? How do they see you? Now,
because
retirement. You have played... Retirement. Because you have played on Carol's show everything from stuffy English to the Southern clod to you do great characters. I suppose everybody comes to you and says, hey, why don't you do a show based on...
Yeah, people send fan letters. People from all over the country send you ideas. I mean, anything from, you know...
How do you see yourself? I mean, what...
I don't really know. That's one of the problems. I've played so many characters, I don't know who me really is anymore. And the network that I work for has an idea that the people out there don't want to see me as one character. They don't want to see me doing the same guy every week. They want to see me do different guys like I did on the Burnett show. So we're working on that idea.
Maybe you could do kind of a Walter Mitty type of thing.
I don't know. It's
each week
hard.
Where you have a fantasy and you play a
like my
character.
Life, yeah.
Like something like your life.
Yeah, I have fantasies all the time.
Do you really?
Well.
You're living alone now. That's a change for you.
Yeah, living alone is, I've been living alone for 4 years. That's not too bad. It gets a little bad at meal times and cocktail hour and bedtime.
When you want food.
Yeah, food and bedtime is particularly.
Bedtime.
But I call it McLean, and we discuss our careers. And we cry ourselves.
Cry ourselves. You're not an unhappy guy, are you?
No, as a matter of fact, I've never been happier. I'm really very active. I've just been joking around. I'm doing specials, and I did the Bud and Lou, which I think is going to be wonderful. I'm starting a film.
You got your own golf
tournament? My own golf tournament, December 1, 2, and 3 for the Frostic School for kids with learning disabilities. I'm doing a lot of charity kind of work, you know, for an MS dinner on the 29th. And I'm starting a movie, and I'm going to do another movie, and I still have to do a half hour, and I'm participating more in the world than I ever have.
Why don't you ever call me? We can hang out, you know?
Well, you're such a big star and all.
Oh, now, come on now. You know I'm always there. Call and we can play a little tennis.
Okay.
Okay, guy.
You can't get abroad?
Sure. No, it's not that.
Okay.
But, you know, I like hanging out with you. You're fun.
I know.
Remember the vigilante committee we were going to get together once?
Oh, yes.
Without saying who it was, we had seen somebody on a television show with no names at all. And it was so bad. The performance was so bad, Harvey and I were going to form an entertainers vigilante committee. We're going to have little stars. And when we saw somebody who was so terrible, whether they were in a nightclub or whether they were on television, we were going to go and make an entertainer's arrest. and saying, you are no longer can be in show business and take them away.
Entertainment Patrol. Yes.
Entertainment Patrol and lock them up and they could never work again. I think it's a good idea. We'll be back after this. The Entertainment Patrol.